Welcome back to another Photoshop tutorial, guys. Today we're going to be touching everything there is to know about layers in Photoshop as quick as possible. I'm going to be touching or explaining the various topics that are currently popping on your screen. So without wasting any more time, let us go into it. So basically, when you open a new work in Photoshop, it's going to convert automatically into a background layer by default, which is not editable. See, I'm just trying to move it and it's bringing out that noticeable there. Now to turn into a normal layer, you simply have to click on the padlock icon just once, and you can see with my move to selected, I can easily edit it, move it around. I can press Ctrl T to resize it anywhere I want it to be. Just click OK. To show you how layer really works, the simple idea of layer, I'm going to have to draw a little box over here. Properties panel, you can edit it. I'm just going to change the color. And for any reason you can't see your property over there, you can just simply go to Windows and look for properties and you click with layer selected and you can see everything is just going to come out. Now going back to my selection tool. Now, here's the simple concept of layers. When I click on this layer and I go over to my workspace and I move, you can see this is what is moving. Go back and click on this and I move, and you can see that's the one that's moving. Now the only reason this rectangle is on top of the workspace is just because it's above here. So if I take this below, you can see it's just going to come behind. So what's above here is what's going to be also above here. So that's just a simple concept of layers. You can also turn off any layer you want by just clicking on the eyeball icon. You'll be able to see. You can do the same for the background. And it is also very important for you to rename layers, so you won't, just in case you have much layers, you don't have to start looking for them. You're just going to have to look for the name and click on it and you're able to work on them. So I'm just going to click in this layer 0 and I'm just going to type in and click enter. Now you can simply create a new layer by coming down here and just clicking on this little icon that says create new layer. And what's that going to do? It's going to create the layer above the one that was previously selected. So if I select this rectangle and I click on create new layer, it's going to put the layer above. So you can go on here by deleting it, one of the layers, and just pressing delete, clicking and just pressing delete. Now going to new layer selected, I can add whatever I want to add. Now I'm just going to select my brush tool by pressing B on my keyboard. Color is black. And I'm just going to do something very rough. You can see it's going to appear. It's on this layer. And if I want to turn that off, all I simply have to do is just turn it off over here and it's off over here. Now if I do something really cool, I can click on this rectangle by holding Control on my keyboard. Click on this icon right here. It's going to select just the rectangle. So if I go back to this other layer with this rectangle still selected, I can just brush over. As you can see, no matter how I brush outside this selection, it's not going to affect it. It's only going to just affect inside the selection I'm making. So you can deselect by simply pressing Ctrl D. And as usual, you can turn off this layer to see whatever is in the background. I'm just going to press V to move back to my. Now going back to this layer, I'm just going to turn it on for a moment. You can reduce how visible you want this layer to be by going on this right here. You can see opacity and click on it. You can just reduce it. As you can see, it's 0, nothing is actually showing. If I increase it a little bit, it's just going to be showing a little. So that's what opacity does. For the next example, I'm going to have to place a picture. I'm just going to go to File and Place Embedded. I'm just going to select this work I recently did for someone. Okay. Now I can drag this all the way to the top. Just click and drag and place on top. It's just going to be above every other object. So basically, when you paste a photo and image in Photoshop, or copy and paste it or place it anywhere, you can see this little icon above this thumbnail. It means it's a smart object. What that basically means is I won't be able to edit this inside this document unless I just double click on the thumbnail. So wherever changes I make here going to appear in, and I'll just press Ctrl S and go back to this previous page. It's going to appear here. But this is very useful in creating mockups, and that will be a tutorial for another day. For now, let's just concentrate on layers. So to let me just elaborate on that a little bit. If I pick my laser tool, just drag randomly and press delete. As you can see, it won't be able to delete. So for me to be able to edit it, I'm going to right click on this layer and rasterize layer. So if I click on the laser tool and just click random and press delete, and you can see now it's editable. I'm just going to press Ctrl Z and Ctrl D to deselect. The next thing we're going to do is to write a random text by clicking on the text tool. I'm just going to write layers. And you can adjust the text, change the color or whatever you want by clicking on this character right here. If you don't see it, you can go to Windows and click character and it will appear. But mine is already here, so I can click on the color I want. You can press Ctrl T. Make sure the new layer, the text layer is selected. Press Ctrl T if you want to expand it or resize it. I'm just going to quickly write another text. You can see another new layer is formed for new text and writing. Now, especially when you are doing photo manipulation, sometimes you just have too much layers or too many layers, and it is very hard for you to find or select any of your layers. So what you can do is clicking on these two layers right here, which is already a text layer. I can just click on both of them by holding shift and clicking on both, and go down on this group, create new group, and just press it. Now you see the layers reduced. I can go and rename it and text layer. Just rename that as text layer. And if I opened it, you can see I can come here and just edit this one individually, or I can close it. Clicking on it, I can edit both of them together. So that's how you can, and you can always also remove any layer from a group if you don't want it to be in that group. Also, just click and drag, place it somewhere outside. You can see it's no longer in that group. So if I click on the group and move is everything, I'm just going to press Ctrl and Z to place layer back into the group. Now for the next example, I'm just quickly going to bring another text, sorry, another image. Place this image above. Quickly go just to rasterize it. Now, in choosing layers or designing with layers, you have to be aware about something, which is called this auto select right here. Mine is currently turned off, which means I can select anywhere here, anywhere in this layer, and I'm just going to move the picture that I selected here. But if I click, if auto select is turned on, watch this right here. If I click on this layer, and you can see it automatically jumps to where I click, so I can easily edit that. Or if I click on this, you can see I click on this back to this. So that's one important thing you need to understand about layers or to select. Bring this to the down. Okay, now next thing we're going to do is going to add some adjustment layers to this. If you go down to this icon right here under the layers, I'm just going around the levels, and you can see it's going to appear above all other layers. If I just adjust the black a little bit, you can see every single picture is affecting, it's just getting darker. But I do not want that to happen. I want it to affect just this layer. So I'm going to click on this blue icon right here, which is create as clipping. And now if you can see, if I adjust, it's just going to affect the layer that is directly under it. I use this method a lot when I do my photo manipulation. You can see. Then if I drag this layer down, maybe onto this white one, it's only going to affect just the white layer. I'm just going to put it back by pressing Ctrl Z. Let me bring this some little whites. Okay, one cool thing you can really do here, you can go ahead and click on this marks right here, and you can press B to change to your brush tool, and you can just brush away. And what this is doing is just removing the levels that you added before. It's not going to be affecting this part, as you can see. You can see the effect is being removed from that area. That's levels you added has been removed from that area. And if you press X on your keyboard, look, here's what happened when you press X. The foreground color is going to turn to white. X again turn to black. If you press X again, then it's white. And white adds, X again, black removes. So it's as simple as that. Now you can you can also really reduce the amount of layers you have by merging two layers together, and you can easily do that by holding shift, click on the two layers you want to merge, and press Ctrl E, or you hold shift, click both, right click and press merge layers. One thing about layers that you merge is you can't go back and re-edit this again. It's done and it's done. So you have to be really sure before you go ahead and start merging layers. Another cool thing you can also do is to create a clipping marks of this layer into this text below, and you can easily do that by right clicking. Alright, create clipping marks. So yeah, you obviously what's happening is just going to be showing behind the text, and because I'm clicking on this background layer or this levels layer, as the case may be, and this why, so I can move it. I can even press Ctrl T and adjust it however I want it to appear inside the text. You see, you can adjust both by clicking the layer, hold shift, click the other layer, and you can move together. You can press Ctrl T and you can adjust everything together, or you can simply just put them in. Okay, another cool thing you can do with text is by you can click on this layer, click on the text layer, this space over here, just double click on it, and you can see this is definitely is used to edit text. Like I'll do a more detailed tutorial on this, but for this simple, I'm just going to add a drop shadow, and you can see shadows have been added to the text. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you is blending mode. So I'm just going to go over and turn off these layers because I do not want them. I just want this pink rectangular layer to be visible. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to move it around. Sorry, let me go back to my rectangular layer. Turn off auto select so that it doesn't jump to other layers I don't want it to jump to. And I'll just move this around. And I use this lot in photo manipulation again. I've said it a lot of times. So you can easily change this blending mode from normal to multiply. You see, yeah, you just have some crazy effects. It's nice, maybe soft lights. Just everything that here does have different function. So if I press E on my keyboard, there's the eraser tool. Oh, it's not going to work because this is obviously a smart object. So if I right click and rasterize layer, you can see it's not editable. You just do this, just blend it a little bit. Just this is not this is not the main objective of this tutorial. It's just something extra. Definitely, we're going to be working on photo manipulation in the future. But yeah, I think that's it for this tutorial. Thanks for watching. Please, if you are new to this channel, do not hesitate to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Also, do not forget to hit the notification button so you won't miss any future uploads, tutorials, speed arts that I'll be uploading to this channel. If you want to know what this channel is more about, you can click on the video currently showing on your screen as our introduction video, or you want to watch our previous Photoshop tutorial, you can also click on the other video currently showing on the screen. Once again, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.